Yes, we are back to another episode of Boots to Business. And as you can see, we're at a different location. I'm excited. I've got a golf lesson with Daniel Grieve, one of the top professionals at Woburn Golf Course. It's going to be a different episode for Boots to Business. It's going to be unbelievable. I can't wait.
Hi, Dan Grieve here. I'm the head professional here at Woburn Golf Club. Been coaching for about 25 years. Coach players of all levels, coach lots of tour players, and but really enjoy helping amateurs improve as well. And that's what we're going to do today with Marlon.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Good to have you here.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
See what you got for me.
Well, I've heard good things about your game. You're pretty dangerous in the pro-ams and whatever. So,
I try. I think that's just my handicap that helps me.
Yeah, we're going to get down to a sensible level.
I want to try and get it down now so I can properly play.
Yeah, sure. So we're going to focus on some short game today. We're going to really focus on the scoring areas from shots sort of 20 yards in, and then we're going to head out and work on that sort of pitching shot as well. That
yes, please.
Yard shot, which you say you struggle.
That's where I struggle big time.
So let's get into it, okay? So we're going to start with the kind of really simple, basic chip and run that we get lots of times on a golf course. When you're on a fringe lie and you've got the pin at the back there, that's probably about 20 yards away.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm not going to give you any clues. I want you to show me and tell me what you would normally do from here.
Yeah.
Okay, without getting your putter out. Right,
okay, yeah, I'll probably get my putter out from here.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'll look to try and, what I know, I'm not really an expert, but with a putter, I probably feel more comfortable to get nearer to the hole.
And they always say a bad putt's better than a bad chip.
Yeah.
But we're going to work on short games. There's no putter allowed here. We're going to chip it. So if you had to use an iron, what iron out the set would you go for?
I love my 58.
Okay, fine.
Just for the height.
Yeah.
What I know when I'm playing with a few golfers, they explain to me it's best to go for that because if you use the pitching wedge, it will probably run
runs
off.
A bit more, yeah.
So you probably want to go higher.
Yeah.
Than
So
to
more
drop
loft,
down.
the higher it should go, and the quicker it'll stop.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, we'll go to that back pin.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me just watch it 2 or 3 shots to see where you are with this. Okay.
So we're going to the back one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm under pressure now.
So decent strike, but stopped pretty quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
Good spin though. Very good.
Oh, I didn't know I was doing that.
One
now
more.
you're telling me.
There's a thin one, right. So we've got 3 contacts there. We've got a good contact which landed up there and stopped pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We've got a heavy contact which dug in and just went a few yards. And then we've got a thin contact which ran out to the flag, but it was a bit of a miss it.
Okay.
So we've got kind of the full collection there.
Yeah.
So it's inconsistent, right?
Bit under pressure as well.
You're a bit under pressure, but yeah, you're used to high pressure environments.
This is different kind of pressure.
Exactly. Right, stand this side, right. Now, you're very, I'm glad you kind of did that, and that's the club you would normally go for. And, but it's very typical of someone who's fairly kind of like newish to the game, who doesn't really kind of understand the situation of the shot in terms of how much green we've got, how soft the green is, and even the wind as well. The wind, all these things play an effect, and you haven't really considered any of that, and you've just reached for your 58 because that's what you always use.
Yeah, and then just go into it.
Yeah.
And probably 8 times out of 10 I have a good shot, but then you can see my shots because I'm not concentrating.
Sure,
go away.
Exactly. So, short game is 50% what I call your golfing IQ.
Okay.
So it's how you think, and it's 50% technique. And really, the 58 degree is the wrong club.
Okay.
For that pin. It would be the right club for this pin where there's a lot less green to work with. But when you've got green to work with and the greens are soft, we've had a lot of rain, right? And it's into the wind a bit, all these things are adding up to you need really less loft in your hand and get the ball running forward a lot more. Okay, so don't pigeonhole yourself to using one loft.
Okay.
You want to be using different lofts. So we'll change that in a minute and we'll get you in the right club in your hand. And when I look at you sort of generally, your setup, again, is typical of someone who doesn't really understand the differences between long game, where you're trying to create power and hit full distance shots, and short game, where you're trying to create finesse and touch and feel and more controlled shots. Because if you look at your setup, you're setting up as if you're hitting perhaps with that club maybe a 100-yard shot. You've got a very wide stance, like you would set up for a full 6-iron, for example, as well. Wide stance, kind of away from the ball. You've got a lot of capacity to turn and deliver power, but when you're doing short shots, you need to bring everything in.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is going to make you look totally different over the ball, more sort of specialist For short game,
Yeah.
instead of at the moment, you're setting up for a full swing and then trying to take power out of it,
Yeah.
which is very difficult to do. And what you want to be doing is setting up for a specialist short game shot, which for you, we're going to go one club head between the middle of the feet. We're going to get the left foot flared out. We're going to get the elbows more in. We're going to get you standing much closer to the ball. And when you do those things, it's reducing the power.
Okay,
It's allowing, you're trying to be much more finesse, much more feel.
Yeah.
All right, does that make sense in terms of the difference between long game and short game? They're opposite games.
Yeah,
Now,
I didn't think a close would be more finesse, then more open would be. I feel open would be more controlled.
Yeah.
But you're saying this way would be.
Exactly.
Because that feels a bit awkward to me. Obviously, you're saying
it's going to feel very different to you. But when you stand wide, you can move, right? You can transfer your weight.
Yeah.
In short game, you don't want to transfer your weight. It's all about creating a pivot line that runs for you through your left foot, through to your left shoulder. You create the pivot line, and then you can rotate around it.
Okay.
The reason you got some misses there, you just had a lot of movement.
Okay.
So we're trying to limit the movement by bringing the feet down. Now, club selection, I'd like you to use, we're going to go with a 9-9.
Sorry?
Yeah, we're going to go 9-9. Have you ever used any
No.
of your irons for chipping at all? No? Okay, brilliant. Right, this is news. Cool. I can see you're bewildered.
I am.
Right, let me show you. So look, your shot, the first one you hit was a good contact, but it spun up really quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
Now, if we look at this, I'm going to go very narrow, like I said, down the grip a little bit, stand nice and close. I'm just going to let the 9-9 go back and through, and you can see how that ball goes low and just wants to run out.
Yeah.
It's a very straightforward shot. It's a much shorter
How is that
swing.
different from a pitching wedge?
Well, the 9-9's got a little bit less loft.
Okay.
The pitching wedge, because it's slightly uphill here, what I'd worry about a pitching wedge, it would spin and kind of come up a bit short.
Okay.
Whereas a 9's going to just run out nicely. And, even if you slightly miss-hit a 9-9, it's so safe. You see it running towards the pin there?
Yeah, you make that look so effortless.
Okay, well, let's let you look in the same, all right? So set up there. I'm going to get you absolutely world-class over the ball. And then we'll see where you go from there, right?
Oh, wow. Okay, so
That's it.
you put the club.
One between your feet.
Yeah.
That's good.
Is that
Ball
enough?
position just back of centre. That's it. And then club behind the ball.
Quite low down.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's good. The weight wants to go more this way. So you're more
As in my
left side.
stance or this way?
Your weight
Okay.
this way. So you've got this pivot line here.
Yeah.
Right? So you've set your weight here.
Okay.
Right? Right side hands. Let's get your hand a little bit higher. Nice and relaxed. You're a bit rigid with your arms, right? You've got to relax. You've got to relax a bit. Let your arms hang softer.
Yeah.
Right, that's good. So you're looking now. Let's have a look. Right, you look like a tour pro over the ball,
Yeah.
right? We'll see if you can get you swinging like one now, okay? Now, all I want you to think about initially here is just to keep this club low, both sides of the ball,
Okay.
okay? Now you need a little bit of chest turn with it, but I just want you to concentrate on just brushing the ground nice and low. I don't want you to use much sort of hand action in this, I just want you to feel like you're just going to keep it wide, no
Okay.
real wrist in it, okay? And just brush it. You still grip it very tightly. There you go. Now, if 0 isn't holding it, a 10 is wringing its neck
Yeah,
as tight
yeah.
as it possibly gets. You're about a 9.5.
Okay, I can feel
and you
that.
want to be a 4.
Okay.
Right? Let me take you to a 4. You're about a 7 now. Now we're getting there. There we go. How's that feel?
Yeah. Really loose.
Yeah, good. Right, good. Great stance. Get your weight left. You've got your light grip.
Yeah.
You're landing it. I'm not going to get too worried about results to begin with. I just want to get the
Yeah.
strike. But you're landing it somewhere here. Okay?
Okay.
And it's going to run out, but keep the club nice and low, both sides of the ball. Okay, now it's good. Now it's gone a little to the right, but look how that ball's running out. Very safe. Wasn't a bad contact, was it? But it
No.
wasn't the best. All right. So again, just check your alignment. A little bit of right. That's fine. A bit of right to left break on this one. Good. Nice shot. Great shot. There you go. Tapping. That's what you want.
That's what I want.
Tappings.
Feels a bit strange though, you know, when you're the loose, because I'm used to like having
Yeah. The thing is with
So
short
it's,
game, Marlon, you've got to grip it
really-
looser to get control.
really loose.
Don't think tight grip equals control.
But that's what I'm
It's
like-
the opposite.
Trying
You've got
to,
to give up control to gain it.
yeah.
Right? Nice and relaxed. Feet a bit closer. Weight a bit more left. You're going nice here, but this time I want you to open up through the ball a bit more this way.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Challenging the hole.
God, that felt good.
That's better.
Yeah.
So 58 is good for this front pin.
Yeah.
Great, generates more spin. You've got 9 iron to that middle pin, 7 iron right out to the back of the green. You've got one technique, which is much more feet in, weight left, soft arms, slight lean, keep the wrist out of it, and let the loft of the club change the spin of the ball and the ball speed, rather than trying to make it all work for one club.
Because I would never think to use them other clubs, because if I was doing something like this, I would try and get it up as high as possible, because when it lands, it'll roll closer to the
Yeah. But now we're using the green. We're letting the contours take it to the hole. So I think that alone, that'll shave a lot of shots off.
100%. It feels a lot better as well, and just to think like little, because I would be like thinking about going like really underneath, but you don't
need all that.
I've not really hit it to obviously get it where.
Yeah, that's a different shot. Sometimes you have to if you're going over a bunker.
Yeah.
Different shot. If you've got green to work with, nothing in front of you, keep it simple.
Okay.
Right, you'll save shots, right?
Yeah, oh no, thank you for them. I never really thought of using my 7 or my 9 round the greens, but that's just bang on for me. Got a few tournaments coming up, which I'm looking forward to.
People say to me, what club should I use? The answer should always be, it all depends.
Yeah.
You should never say, I use this or I use that. It all depends on all
I think everyone really does that, really. Pitching wedge, 58, 54, round the greens, but I
think most people don't understand how you can, and also I think over the years, if you were to go back 40 years ago, by the way, players will be doing this all the time.
Yeah.
Right, all the time. Over the years, the people get seduced by spin. They want to see the ball spinning because they see the guys on TV doing it, and amateur golfers are trying to hit these shots that you just don't need to. They don't need to play. They might look good.
Yeah.
And it's quite cool to hit it now and spin it, but really, I'm much more impressed by shooting low scores.
Yeah.
Rather than hitting
that's what I want to do. Believe me, that's what I want to do. Yeah, no, it's really good. So, what made you be a pro golfer? Like, how did it start?
My granddad was a really good golfer. He was an amazing sportsman. He was a fantastic rugby player. He played for the British Lions, but he was also a top golfer as well. Scottish international player. Lived in St Andrews. So kind of was always in the blood, really. And my dad's a really keen golfer. And it was always in the family. And I just played since I was like 4 or 5 years old. I was probably never going to do anything else, really.
Okay.
I still did okay in my studies. Got a degree and did that, which I think is important because being a PGA pro, it's not just about playing, it's a lot about running the business as well, so you kind of learn that side. But I just always just loved the game. It's just a great game. The places you go to, the people you meet, and the enforcement you're in.
100%. You can't really argue with Woburn.
Especially here at Woburn, it's just absolutely
unbelievable. Was your dad quite forceful or putting pressure on you that you had to be a golfer?
No, not really. No,
it's just
go
with the flow.
It just
really
became part of life, I guess. And I was an okay player. I could play it quite well professionally, and I did okay. But I started coaching when I was quite young.
Okay.
So I got into coaching quite almost full time when I was about sort of 21 years old, which is quite young. Most people go through PJ training and then you start getting into it. You can't really play full time. You've got to either play full time or teach full time. You can't do both.
Okay.
So I still play, still enjoy playing, but I very much got into coaching side of things quite young, and I think that probably helped me, achieve some of the things I've achieved. In fact, I've just done it for so long now.
Yeah. Is that like a sort of learning your trade as a YT when when football you learn as a YT? Is that sort of same similar thing?
So I guess was it a 2-year course you did?
2-year course.
2-year course, and you do it 16 to 18.
First year, second year pros.
Yeah, you do all that. So we do something similar. So you join the PGA Professional Golfers Association, and you do a 3-year training course, which runs you through all from coaching to rules to club repairs and sports science, all these things. You learn everything about being a pro golfer. Yeah. And that's a 3-year training course, which is distance learning and in-person exams as well.
Yeah.
And then you turn pro. And once you're fully qualified, the world's your oysters. You can just achieve so many things and go so many places.
Oh no, it's wicked, because obviously on Instagram I see what you do with loads of the pros and stuff. I thought, I'm going to have a conversation with him because he looks decent, how he's getting on and what he's trying to implement. But obviously with my company, I'm trying to help this generation and people come into their retirement, how they sort of, their life starts, life after football. And obviously with golf and rugby and all them sort of sports, it's a sort of similar sort of thing. Like investments situation, did you ever think about investing and stuff? And how's it work for golf? You know, like to get paid, and when you think about your future and your family and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
how's it work?
I think it's great what you're doing, by the way, man. I think because I teach a lot of sports people.
Yeah.
They're really top end sports people across different sports. Some still competing. A lot of people have retired because when you've got a bit more time, golf's a great sport for people who've played at a good level to really try and get some of those competitive juices flowing still. And from my experience, so many guys just don't have that awareness of what to do. They're just in there living it in that moment. They're not planning for the future at all.
No.
And particularly footballers. I mean, I'm not sure what the care's like in clubs these days, but I've spoken to some guys and they said there was no advice at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
But in golf's slightly different, because if you've got two main sort of incomes, you can either be a playing professional where you're generating income from playing, and I guess they would benefit from that sort of thing for sure, knowing what to do with the money they're earning, which can be quite lucrative for a lot of guys. And then you got the income from the club pros and the coaches, and they've got a plan for the future and pensions and all these sort of things.
It's sort of Tater-Filu, isn't it? It's the sort of same sort of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
It's just different levels, isn't it?
Do they give golfers advice and stuff like that? Is there people out there that helps them? Because obviously, when you're winning tournaments, you're getting big sums of money.
Yeah, I think there's some very famous instances of some tour pros getting some really bad advice, costing them millions and millions.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, there's people around and they have teams around them who kind of do all this stuff now, and you'd hope it's better. I think it could always improve for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. The PGA, in terms of the club pros, are very good. They offer financial advice to all the club pros, so they're more hands-on.
Yeah.
Because it's a members organisation.
Okay.
Whereas if you're a tour pro and you've got your card, you're a member of the European Tour, I'm not sure how hands-on they are in terms of advising and
stuff.
Sure.
No. I appreciate you bringing me down, having a lesson, because it's going to help me twice. Though, just alone having a couple of sessions there was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. But yeah, no, obviously with my company, I'm just trying to help the next generation, because I have so many people that I know through my time with my old business.
Yeah. Because
wanting to help them.
You were in cars. Right?
Yeah, my car company. Yeah. Just like they needed help, which I couldn't understand because they were on extreme amount of money, more than me, and obviously the advice that I got, my agent, family that I had around me, they just looked after me, advised me. So obviously I just thought it's time to take it on and do that and set up a business where I can advise and help and put them in the right stead to go on, because life does start when you get to a certain age. When it comes to retirement, you've got all your family, your friends, and whatever lifestyle you want to go into, and if you want to uphold that lifestyle that you're in, you have to invest and look to the future quite early. I know what it's like when you're in that bubble. Everyone looks after you in your bubble, and you're going through your career and you're just concentrating on football, golf, rugby. You just want to do the best, but sometimes you can do the other stuff as well. And I'm just trying to implement that to people that you can.
Well, it sounds great. I mean, you're right. When you're competing, you're in that team, and you are just godlike, aren't you? Everyone looks at you, and it's like. But as soon as that goes, like the minute you retire, that must be really, really difficult, because you've gone from playing in front of big crowds, the buzz of that, and then you've gone. Yeah. And I mean, you sound like you've totally got your head screwed on. It's been brilliant. But for a lot of people, that must be like losing that buzz. Yeah,
it's horrible, because obviously being there, and you've been there yourself, it's just, it's hard to describe unless you're actually in it. And then when you're in it, it's hard to get out of it. Yeah. And then to find out what you want to do. Like people lads don't like to talk, it's weird, and obviously now generations have changed, you've got a lot of mental health and issues in that sort of department, and lads are coming out more, but they need to come out even more and try to express their feelings before you get to that situation. So just to try and nip it in the bud a bit earlier so they can prepare themselves for that, and then they ain't got that situation, because don't hold me against it, there should be no footballer or any sports people should be in trouble. Obviously you lead different lives, everyone's different, everyone's got their own ways how to do stuff, but still, if you even given that advice to, if you've got 10 people and you got like 8 or 9 that you've advised and they helped them, I'm happy. I'm happy.
I guess the thing is, if you're earning like big money, you know it's not going to stay like that forever, is it? No. You know, so if you base your outgoings, your mortgages, etc., your car payments on what you're earning, and that suddenly goes, obviously you've got pensions and things. But,
Everything.
But if you plan properly, I guess you can still maintain that standard
That's
of
what it is.
living.
But that's the hardest thing to
Yeah.
actually do what you've just said.
Yeah.
And obviously we all know it, as you just talked about it. You know the circumstances, but it's just trying to implement that to people and helping them to do it, to actually do it instead of like talking about it. Just guiding them. Look, you've got to do this, and then showing them, explaining them. It's obviously doing workshops outside of your sport or whatever you're doing, just to carry on really.
And I'm guessing like for young lads, when they're like 18, 19, I guess they're never going to retire. I mean, like when you first, we were talking about your Forest debut, right?
Yeah.
When you were like 17, 18, whatever, when you started playing, it's like, you probably didn't think about retiring.
No, didn't.
You thought it would never happen almost.
And
You're
the thing is, it's funny you say that because I had Jason Lee. Obviously, they used to advise me being a young lad coming from London.
Yeah.
They used to always to talk to me, save your money, do all that, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I've got ages to go.
Yeah.
But
Nothing
looking
to worry
back,
about, yeah.
I'm thinking, Jesus, I wish when you said that, like, if he like, let me show you.
Yeah.
Obviously, I thank him for talking to me, but it's just that bit like, don't whatever. But no, then they said to me, come, let me show you and show you what the results are and what this is and what that.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's
and
what I'm
if you do
doing.
this now, that means you'll get that in the future.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, you do that.
Obviously, just talking about it, like you should save your money, and then that's the conversation done. Walk away.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm trying to.
There's no plan there, is there?
I'm trying to take them, talk to them, and like say, come, let me
Yeah.
show you the results of this.
Yeah,
and if you did this, and if you did that, that's what I'm trying to implement to people.
Brilliant. Sounds great. This is the best of
But
it, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Okay.
Let's go to the next hole.
Let's go work on those high shots, yeah?
Yeah, please.
Right, Marlon, we've done the low basic chip. We've gone to the advanced level now, and we're going to go for the pin, that pin there, just over the bunker.
I'm
right?
already dreaming of it going in the bunker. This is the one. This is my pet hate. This is one I want to practice really, and try and get better at.
Yeah.
Because I seem to always find myself in these circumstances, and then there's an obstacle that I have to get up and down.
Yeah.
But then I end up before I even started.
I mean, the problem here, you don't want to pin in the bunker. You don't want to thin it over the side of the green. In this situation, if at your level, if you can get down in 3 shots, like on the green, 2 putts, right, your handicap's coming down.
Okay.
Hopefully you can go down a couple of times. What we don't want to do is hit it in the bunker and then have 2 bunker shots, and that's how quickly your score escalates,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I took you 58 out your hand earlier, but we're going to put it back in for this shot because we need loft, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch you play a couple of shots first.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sort of give you too much. Just give you like an average lie, kind of what you get. You generally sort of sitting down a bit in the rough, and we're going to go to that pin on the right when you're in this situation. Okay.
Am I doing my swing or am I doing your?
No, because that swing there was specialist for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is different now.
Oh Jesus.
So you do it as you normally would do it.
Okay. Oh, see, already talked myself into it.
One more.
Oh.
Better lie this time. Oh, to the front. Right. Okay. That was actually better strike, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But
I took myself into
You
it.
don't fancy your next one though, right? Now, what we've got to do here is get more loft on the club face, and we've got to get a longer swing. So the width of stance was nice. I quite like how you set up to it. You had a nice width of stance. That was good. When you've gone back though, you were very short, and the loft is like this. It's like turned down.
Okay.
Which is, if you look what that's doing to the loft of the club, you see it's turning it off. It's very hard to get it up in the air, and it's very hard to use what we call the bounce of the club. The bounce of the club is the sole here. You see how the trailing edge of this sole is higher than the front edge? So this is what you call the bounce angle, right? So if you look at your wedge, see if it says it on it. 58. Doesn't have it written on it actually, but this it's going to be around about 8 or 10 degrees, okay?
Yeah.
So mine has got 10 degrees of there. That gap between the back edge and the front nose, 10 degrees. And what we're really trying to do on this sort of shot is let the back go under the ball, and that's what elevates it up. But because you're taking so much of that loft off, you're taking all of that bounce off at the same time. You see, rather than letting it open, which keeps it on.
Okay.
So we've got to open the club face. Now, the reason you struggle to open the club face is how you hold it, which I didn't mind for the low shot, because for the low shot we kind of want the loft to be down, right? But your grip is in what we call a strong position. Strong is where both hands are too far to the right on the grip. Now I don't mind the left hand being a bit strong for this shot, but your right hand is the killer because your right hand's underneath. Now, if I take it away with your grip, you see what happens to the club face?
Yeah.
It closes it down.
Okay.
We need to get your right hand more on top.
Jesus, now you're asking
like
something else of me.
All right. Now, when you go back now, the club is going to open.
Yeah.
You see it's got loft on that way. And then when you start to do that, when you start to get the club have its loft on, you can then start getting the ball up in the air, you know, and getting some nice control. Yeah. Just like that. All right.
Well, just look.
Yeah.
That was literally effortless.
Yeah. So a bit wider. Ball on the left foot now rather than the right foot, which we had.
Yeah.
No, go this way. Both feet this way. A bit more. Good. Right. Put the club down. Open the face a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Take your right hand off. Point your fingers down that way, and it's got to come on this way and over the thumb. You don't want to see that left thumb. There. That's it. More over the top.
Oh Jesus.
Okay.
Okay.
That's beautiful. Right. Now it's going to want to slip because you don't like that grip, do you? But that's what you're going to have to do. Right. Light grip. Light. Now when you go back, I need you to turn. I need you to turn more, and I need you to get the club there.
Okay.
Right. Do you feel the difference? Now
Yeah.
you're normally like this.
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
So you've got to turn, and you've got to get it up here. Be brave and get it up here.
Whoa.
Okay. And then from there, you can come down. You can slide it under the ball. Keep your chest moving this way and keep the loft on the club. And loosen that grip off. Don't really mind about getting it hugely close. We want to get it over the bunker, get some height, but I want you to turn and put it there. I think the grip's going to do most of it, so don't worry too much about the club face.
Okay. Oh.
That's all right. Now your grip was better, club face was better. What you didn't do was your weight distribution was all over the place then. Now when you go wide, I want you to open your left foot out and I want you to really put some pressure through that foot.
Okay.
I want you to keep your weight in that left foot.
Okay.
Don't want side to side movement. Okay. We're still very much in the short game family here. We're not hitting full drivers here. Weight in that front foot. Open the face up, slide it underneath. Very good. Now technically, we got it over. Now technically that was great. What you were lacking a bit was a length of swing.
Yeah.
But you couldn't really play that any better.
Okay.
That came off lovely. It just came a bit short because you didn't get brave enough with the backswing. We need more turn back. That's it. Rotate back. Very good again.
Oh my God.
Right, you've got it now. Now you've got to get yourself go now. You've got to get this. Yeah, turn it. Take a backswing. There. Okay.
And it's sort of.
Keep your weight here,
Yeah.
but you can still turn your right side here. If you can get it there and do what you do, and you're going to get this. That's
It's
pretty
just
close.
stiff.
Yeah. See the pin? See
Yeah.
that bank beyond the pin?
Yeah.
I want you to hit it into that bank for me this time.
Okay.
Right? We're going to hit it 20 yards over the pin. Perfect. Now I just had to play a little mind trick there.
Yeah. Oh,
See it?
look at that. Yes.
Absolutely stiff, yeah?
Oh, take that.
That's good. So I asked you to hit it 20 yards beyond the pin. And
Yeah.
you've got your right amount. You've got to think
Got to think beyond.
You've got to go beyond, yeah.
Right, take that. Let's go home.
Right. I mean, you can see from up there. Was that pretty close?
Yes. Look.
There we go. That's
It's
perfect.
a knock in.
Right, and again. Good. Right, look beyond the pin, right? Beyond the pin.
Yeah. Ah.
Yep.
Concentrate.
Wide. Well, you're thinking, well, you were telling me to go narrow earlier, but this is a different shot. With longer swing, we need width, right?
Yeah.
Width, weight here, right hand on top, not underneath. Open the face a little bit. Give it a nice turn. Turn to the flag and hit it over the pin. Totally transformed. That is really good, seriously. I mean, your speed there, you watch that back later, you'll see your speed of swing and how you're moving. It's so much better now. Oh, you got it. That's fine. All right, we'll leave that there. It's too easy now.
I won't say too easy. I'll say the lessons is well needed and Nice. So obviously it's been,
Right, should we finish with nearest the pin?
yeah.
So do you want me to go first or second?
You go first.
Put the marker down, yeah? Right. Should we change pins? Should we go for that pin over there?
Yeah, yeah.
Just a little bit longer, right? So it's going to increase your length of swing. Oh, it's not bad. About 4 feet.
What a shot.
4 feet. Plenty of room there for you.
It's a cracking shot.
So it's as you were doing, but just a little
Yeah.
bit more, like 25% more.
Oh, too
Oh,
hard.
that could be good. It could be spinny. That's pretty close.
Oh,
Just
no,
only by a foot, I think. That wasn't bad. It was like a hair thin. And
Yeah, but I
because
don't mind. I'll give you a bit of a game there.
give me a game. It's flexible now. Because you've got enough good ingredients in there now.
Yeah.
Like your grip, your ball position, your length of swing. Even if one's slightly out, it's not that bad.
No.
Whereas before you had too many ingredients
Yeah,
out. So you've got
100%.
Like, 2 shots now. So that's cool. All right. So if that's helped, and
Oh,
that's
massively.
going to bring
Massively,
your
thank
bring your
you.
scores down. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, oh no, thank you for that. That was so bad. Like the right foot, I
Feeling
never
that,
really, the left foot, I never really thought I need it as much as I do when you're
Yeah.
coming through a shot.
You see how it centered
is
you though.
so
You were
much-
so much stronger, so you could understand better.
Yeah.
And the contact just got a lot better. So,
Oh, mate, I can't wait to put these into practice. Investment-wise, what's your worst thing you spent your money on?
Worst thing I've ever spent my money
Yeah,
on.
you can look back, you think, oh, I regret. Right.
I'm a bit of a sucker for like. Are we talking big purchases or generally? You know,
Generally, just
I'm just a bit.
easy.
I kind of go a bit quick fire sometimes. If I see something that I quite like, like a
Yeah.
good advertisement or something,
Okay,
I'll
okay.
just I'll buy it,
Yeah.
and I'll think the next morning I'll think maybe should have thought stepped on that. You know?
Can you elaborate on what that is?
Well, for me, generally it's like training aids for golf and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I look at
okay.
and think, wow. And,
So you're
and then-
more golfy sort of stuff.
Yeah,
that you're
but generally
wasting
anything
money
really,
on.
technology as well.
Yeah.
You know, anything that's I feel like I'm maybe missing out on, it might improve my life a little bit, make life a little bit easier.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of thing I get. But then you'd end up, I think with a lot of things, you end up getting them, but you don't actually use them in the long
No,
run. So I've
so
got
true.
like drawers full of things that just sit there. But,
Yeah.
So I think maybe just having sometimes just like a second thought, sleeping on decision probably is what I've got to do. But everything I like to get things done. I'm like
Yeah,
super
yeah.
organised, so sometimes I go and purchase it and don't think about it.
I'll look about it later.
Yeah.
What about investment-wise?
Investment-wise, so I've got property investments,
Yeah.
like you. So I've kind of gone down that route really, and yeah, just looking to do that, and then starting to talk and looking into pensions and
Good.
that sort of thing now.
Yeah.
So starting to think about the future.
Yeah.
But
Why are you starting now?
Well, I've started a while ago on property, but
Yeah.
now looking a bit more about investing the money differently.
Good.
Um,
It's good to hear.
because although I love what I do, and I think I could probably, I don't think I'll ever retire.
Yeah.
Because I just love what I do. I'll teach forever.
Yeah, no, I've
Obviously,
enjoyed it
I'll only
today.
might have a handful of pupils eventually,
Yeah.
so it will taper down. But
Can't see
Yeah.
it tapering down. You get the new generation coming. Surely that's what you want.
no, exactly. But no, I love what I do. I love
Yeah.
what I do,
Good.
and I feel I've got I've got a business studies degree, so I've got a good idea about what kind of finance and
Yeah.
investments is
Oh,
about.
nice.
But yeah, I'm fairly sensible. I'm not reckless at all now.
Oh, good. What
Yeah.
best thing you've invested in, or that you
Best
can look
thing
back
I've
and you think,
invested
I'd love that. That's done me well, and I've invested in that.
Probably my TrackMan launch monitor,
Yeah.
which is a big investment at the time. Bought that about 10 years ago when, for me, like back then, like 15 grand, a lot of money.
Yeah,
And it was
definitely.
a lot of my savings went into that. It was a big investment at the time, but back then, not many golf pros had a TrackMan.
Okay.
So that enabled me to start working with tour pros and really getting some fantastic data. And because of that, I'm probably where I am now. Whereas if I had have played
wow.
it safe back then and not invested in it, I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be about where I am now. So
Would you say it was a bit of a risk?
it was a risk, yeah. It was a risk in terms of investing so much of my savings into it,
Yeah.
but it's paid back,
Good.
so many times. So it's
Oh,
a
good to
calculated
hear.
risk.
Yeah. No. Well
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Oh, well done. Because obviously in business minds you think, oh, I'm going to take that plunge into this, but you knew what you want anyway, and you thought that was going to benefit you in the long run.
I think there's also a risk to not taking a risk. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Because if you don't invest in anything, then you think about how much, if I'd have kept the money back then and not invested in it, how much does that cost me by not investing in it? So you've got to think both ways. Sometimes you think about the cost of not investing it.
Yeah, no, wow, that's wicked. Well, how was it like, you know, when you thinking about if you came to retire, what was your retirement look like?
What was it look like?
For you?
Probably a nice warm country somewhere, having a place abroad.
Would you carry on playing golf?
I would definitely play more golf,
Yeah.
I would play it very just socially, you know, going out with friends and without the pressures of having to sort of play amazing golf, you know.
No, good, well good. No, thank you very much for having me. It's been absolutely fantastic. Seeing your stuff, it's amazing what you do. Hopefully I can help broaden what you do now to out there, because this is my first lesson and I felt so comfortable, and I've enjoyed my day. It's been unbelievable.
There's loads more you can do. I mean, golf's a game of a lifetime. You know, you can just keep learning it. There's so many things to learn, right? We've just scratched the surface today.
I know, my first lesson.
But you've got to build on it. You've got to layer on it.
Yeah.
You've got a low shot and a high shot. There's so much more to learn. But if you can just get that alone, you're going to get big improvements pretty quickly.
No, top man.
All right, good work.
Thank you for your time.
Right. Cheers. Brilliant.
Oh my God. I just had one of the best sessions I think I had today. A golf session with a true legend, Daniel. He's taught me some stuff that I can take into my game now, which I think will get my handicap down a bit more. I can't thank him enough. Another episode of Boots to Business, which is going so well. I thank you all a lot for tuning in and watching. Please subscribe and watch what's coming next. If there's anyone else you would like to see me to have a chat with, educational, because I'm trying to help new generation, old generation in investing in their life. So please come and have a watch. Thank you.